when you say kobudo or kobujitsu, if you ask anyone, even in Okinawa, they say, oh yeah, that's weaponry. I had a meeting years ago with this, it was at a party, and there was a bunch of masters, and we were all, chit-chatting, and there were certain things that were brought to light. For instance, they all said kobudo and kobujitsu meant weaponry. So I brought it up and I said, well, does it really mean weaponry? Kobudo, kobujitsu? And they said, no, it doesn't mean weaponry. Ko means old or ancient. Bu is like saying bushi, or the spirit warrior, the warrior. And then do means the spiritual way. So kobudo means old warrior's spiritual way. If you say kobujitsu, jitsu means art. So ko means old, bu is like saying the warrior, and jitsu means art. So it's old warrior's art. But the reason why they associate it with weaponry is that in the beginning, and for almost 1,000 years, first was the weapons taught in the warrior class, in the Ryukyu, not in Okinawan, but in the Ryukyu. The name Okinawa didn't come about until 1879. Prior to 1879, it was Ryukyu, was the main island, and they had the Ryukyuan kingdom, which would consisted of about 160 islands, but only 48 were inhabited. And the main island, this is where the Ryukyuan warriors were. And that's when a person was born in the family. Only the firstborn son got the education, as a matter of fact. Only the firstborn son. That's because when the firstborn son was born into a warrior's family, he was automatically born into service, which meant that it was the responsibility of his father to teach him the martial art and to prepare him one day to take his place when he became too old. So when he became too old to handle his military position, his firstborn son took his place. He became the head of the entire family, and the warrior, the old warrior, the father, he became like a counselor to the family, and the firstborn son took over. And then the firstborn son was responsible for taking care of his mother, his father, the brothers, sisters, grandparents, great-grandparents if they were alive, He had a big responsibility. And then he had children, and then he had firstborn son, and he passed it on to his firstborn son, and it went on like that for almost 1,000 years. Yeah, so he was automatically born into service. As far as I know, that is. Yeah. Then what happened was in 1879, the warrior class was disbanded and the martial art was introduced to the school system, where it was designed for two things after that. Number one, teaching school children. Number two, for sport karate. That's where the introduction of blocking, kicking, and punching came from. Prior to that, there was no such thing as blocking. Blocking is a new concept since 1879 to today.